As I scroll sober TikTok, I find it interesting the different views and the different takes on alcoholism. I've heard one side of it that alcoholism is a disease, it's something you're completely powerless over. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. That's just who you are, almost like it is your identity. And then the other argument of alcoholism is a choice, you're not a victim. You chose this in your life, but it is something that you can overcome, and that's not who you always are. And I think that both sides definitely have some valid points. But for me personally, what shaped my viewpoint of alcoholism was when I listened to Andrew Huberman's podcast that he put out in, I think it was August of 2022, that I think everybody should listen to. And he goes into detail about the science behind the person that once they have one drink, they can't stop, they want 50, like me, versus the person that can go out and have one or two drinks and just stop and they don't care to drink anymore. He educates you on the science in the brain and how the way the brain responds once a person starts drinking, and there's actually a difference there. So it does make sense. So I do believe that I have more of a predisposition to be addicted to alcohol. I definitely believe that. But I also believe that there are people who do not have that predisposition when it comes to alcohol. My husband is one of them. He is someone who can have one or two drinks and literally walk away and not have another drink for a year and could care less about it. But I do believe that I make the choice to have that first drink. And I have the knowledge to know, or the awareness that this is going to happen when I have that first drink, meaning I'm going to keep going and going and going, and I'm literally going to drink until I can't stand up anymore. So is it a disease or is it a choice? And is this something that I'm just powerless over? Is this something that I'm going to struggle with for the rest of my life? That's the question. But one thing I do know is I am not a victim, because I think when you live in a victim mentality, that is one of the most powerless places you can be, because it's saying, this is who I am, this was done to me, this is how I reacted, this is how I'm always going to be. And it says I'm powerless to change that. Which, if you knew me personally, my life has changed drastically in the last 2 years of sobriety. So I believe that's a lie. I have changed. And alcoholism is not my identity. I'm not someone who's going to walk around for the next 20, 30 years and say, hi, I'm Beth, I'm an alcoholic. So I would sum it all up like this when it comes to me and my history with alcohol. I am someone who chose to drink, and because of the predisposition, the chemicals in my brain, for whatever reason, I can never just have one. But now that I've come to an awareness of that, I acknowledge that, I have a choice to not drink. I am the one who ignored all the red flags that were clearly there and just kept sailing on past them, getting drunker and drunker and drunker. That's something I've had to take accountability for. But in doing so, there has been so much freedom, and that's where change truly started. I think that the words that you speak over yourself have power. And if I were to constantly call myself an alcoholic, say that I'm powerless over this, and then why would I be surprised if I relapsed and went and drank?